Hello everyone, and in this video I want to talk about best Backbar PvP sets. Backbar set is the set that you usually wear on your Backbar weapon and either jewelry or some armor pieces. But the main thing about it is that you can activate it on your Backbar and the bonus from it will follow to your front bar. It's really useful and saves us 2 slot pieces on our front bar, where we can put usually monster set and mythic or arena weapon in some cases. Unfortunately, there is not a lot of Backbar sets in the game. Out of more than 650 unique item sets in ESO, there is like 10 good Backbar options for PvP, and there is about 10 more of them as an honorable mentions. So I went through every single set in the game to see what realistically you can use on your Backbar. And in this video I'll cover all of it. First, I want to mention sets that technically can be used on Backbar, but practically are way better suited for frontbar. Those are Kin Marcher's Cruelty, Unleashed Terror, and First Rider. Kin Marcher is a very solid option, which provides OP debuffs and you need to deal direct damage every 8 seconds for it to proc. Unleashed is a nice damage proc set, which you need to activate every 7 seconds, and First Rider is similar to Rallying Cry, but the proc condition makes it worse because you need to proc it every 7 seconds with Leap, Charge, Teleport or Pull ability. All of those sets are decent, but they definitely work better as frontbar options. Now let's move to situational Backbar sets. These sets are really good, but only on specific builds. Dark Convergence and Rush of Agony both are top tier bombing sets. They pull your enemies and deal damage. For Dark Convergence you need a skill which leaves effect on the ground, and for Rush of Agony you need a Charge, Leap, Teleport or Pull ability to proc it. Other set here is Sheer Venom, which is a strong damage proc set mainly for bow or poison builds. Mainly it's procced with Poison Arrow and it applies quite strong and annoying for people to deal with poison damage, which also gets amplified if the enemy has less than 100% HP, which is usually the case anyway. Decent choice for dot pressure builds, bow builds or poison themed builds. Next, there is just overall good Backbar sets which can be used on most builds. I'll start with defensive options. Weird Tree and Mara's Balm are both cleansing sets which will remove negative effects from you. Weird Tree removes all negative effects from you every 15 seconds when you cast magic ability. Mara's Balm heals you every time when negative effect is removed from you up to every 1 second. When you take damage and have 6 or more negative effects, restore 1k plus health per negative effect and then cleanse all. This effect can occur once every 30 seconds. So, as you can see, Weird Tree has much shorter cooldown, but it doesn't provide any healing, and Mara's Balm has longer cooldown, but it heals you every time negative effects are removed. I personally never used those sets, but I know they are pretty good. Mara's Balm was meta back in the days, one of the most annoying metas in my opinion. Set was nerfed 100 times after that, but it's still usable. And Weird Tree is a sleeper set, which some people claim to be very OP and even to be the best Backbar set. I don't know about that, but it's definitely a decent cleansing set. Another defensive Backbar set is Armor Master. While you have an armor ability slotted, your max health is increased by 5%. When you use an armor ability while in combat, your physical and spell resistance is increased by around 6k for 10 seconds. The problem of having this set Backbar is that you'll be missing 1 line of armor and 5% HP. So eventually on frontbar you'll have 1 line of HP and 7.4k armor, which is still a lot to be honest. On Backbar though, you will have this set's full value, which will be around 9k armor and plus 5% HP. The only drawback though is that you'll have to use armor skill such as Shuffle for example, and that requires you to wear 5 medium pieces, and also obviously to sacrifice one of your skills for armor skill. Very similar to this set is Pariah. In my opinion, it's not worth it to Backbar it, because in that case all of your armor will be wasted on frontbar. Compared to Armor Master's full value, you will have 4k more armor on Pariah, but you will have it not at all times, but based on your HP. So the less HP you'll have, the more armor you will get. And although Pariah can't work as good on Backbar, you don't need any skill to proc it, which is very useful because it will save you a skill slot. Regardless, both of those sets are really good options for defense. Pariah is better for frontbar in my opinion, and Armor Master for Backbar. Finally, there is also Daedric Trickery. Due to heroism, you can say it's also an offensive option. When you deal damage, you gain 1 of 5 random measure buffs for 21 seconds every 9 seconds. Eligible buffs are Expedition, Protection, Mending, Heroism or Vitality. so all you need to do for this set to proc is to switch to your backbar every 9 seconds, which is way easier than Kin Marcher, because there you need to do direct damage on your backbar. With Trickery, you can just apply dot on front bar and just switch to backbar, and it will count as dealing damage. So way easier to proc this set. I think Daedric Trickery was definitely more OP before subclassing and before scribing as well, because now you can get a lot of these buffs from other sources. Expedition from either Warden Wings or Race Against Time, and many other options, protection from Monomyth, Flare or Scribing Script Gladiator's Tenacity, which is 8% damage reduction instead of 10, but it's still very close as you can see. Vitality you usually get from Scribing Script on Healing Soul, and finally Heroism and Mending are two really good buffs here, which you can't get from a lot of places. So basically this set gives you 3 buffs which you can easily get, and 2 buffs which are way harder to get. Good thing though, you can get all of those buffs from just one set. So even though some of them aren't that hard to get anymore, having them all from one set is still very useful. I'd say it's still a nice set, but just not as OP as it used to be. We are still continuing talking about good sets, and now I want to showcase some offensive options. Powerful Assault and Olrime are both great group offensive sets, but in solo play I don't think they are that good, just because Rallying Cry exists. Another interesting option both for solo and group play is Phoenix Moth. It gives Minor Force and Minor Courage. Usually those 2 buffs are easily obtainable, but if for some reason they aren't, this set is your go-to. And finally, we have a good old Clever Alchemist. It's a craftable set, and if I'm not mistaken, it's the highest weapon and spell damage set in the game. One of the most OG PvP sets, and the one I was personally using a lot. The only downside to it is a long cooldown of 20 seconds. So if you don't mind playing around burst window of 25 seconds, where you'll have a damage bonus, then this set is very good even still. It's mostly an offensive option, but 2 lines of health is a very nice tankiness addition to it. And now let's move to the top 3 best backbar sets. These are 10 out of 10 absolutely best in slot options, which will make any build better and which are used by most players basically all the time. Third strongest backbar PvP set, in my opinion, is Essence Thief. It gives you max stamina, and when it procs, you heal, restore stamina and increase your damage done by 10% for 10 seconds. So it's perfect for sustain, healing and damage. The only downside to it is that you need to play a minigame with the pool from the set, and sometimes it might be not in the best spots to collect it. It's definitely less popular than first 2 places here, due to its unusual proc. But if you don't mind it and get used to playing with it, it's a really strong option for any PvP content. Second strongest backbar set in PvP is Wretched Vitality. You get 519 mag and stun recovery, plus weapon and spell damage line. Best sustain set in the game, which allows you to build into damage in all other aspects of your build. The more sustain you have, the more you can do everything really. You can attack more, you can heal more, you can roll, block, sprint and break free more. So it benefits greatly both to your offense and defense. And number 1, of course, is Rallying Cry. You get 1650 crit resistances, and you also get 300 weapon and spell damage, which is the same as you would get from Powerful Assault. And you also give it to everyone and not only yourself. Crit chance and mag lines makes this set even better. So Rallying Cry is literally 2 sets in one. It's like you would combine Impregnable Armor and Powerful Assault. Best PvP set in the game by miles, and best defense against high crit damage meta with a nice damage bonus on top of it. And that's it for the video. Thank you all for watching.